Okay, welcome everyone to Life Unlocked. This is episode 1, and today I'm going to be joined with Grace Sheward.
Hi,
Hello, Grace. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm brilliant.
Fabulous.
Brilliant I'll ever be, yeah. Yeah, so just give yourself a little introduction to all the people listening.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen many people as who will be listening to this, for about 2 years now. But which is kind of crazy to think about because I just kind of fell off the radar since school.
Exactly.
So, it's a bit of an odd one. Probably a weird first guess, but, that's fine.
So, Grace, who are you?
Who am I? Well,
yeah, who are you?
How do I even describe that, Hinchy? That's such a, deep question.
You're Grace, what do you do?
I mean, I study A-levels. It's brilliant,
You're a student.
I'm a barista. I'm having...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living my best life.
A soul searcher, that's what you are.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, for all the people that don't know, me and Grace actually know each other from school.
Yeah. But we haven't seen each other for 2 years.
It's pretty crazy, yeah. 2 years. 2 long years.
2 very long years.
Yeah. So, tell me, what happened after the secondary school?
Well, I feel like it was kind of crazy because, secondary school, I won the award at prom for makeup guru because I was going to go on to college and study makeup and that kind of thing. And then I didn't. And I don't know if anyone actually knows that. I just ended up not doing that. I just kind of I got my GCSEs back. I was like, right, I wasn't expecting this to get actual grades. I was expecting to come out with U's and everything because I'd never passed a mock in my life. So I was like, you know what, I'm a bit screwed here. I think I should just, carry on with something I am capable of doing. Not that I'm putting down people who do make it because I think it's a really good career to have because it makes a lot of money. But I was like, there is so much more I could be doing that would interest me more. So I ended up taking a law BTEC.
A law BTEC?
Yeah, I do a BTEC in law. I do an A-level in sociology and a vocational criminology.
That's quite a spread.
It is, yeah. It's fun though. It's good.
Have you got any plans for what you want to do with that?
I mean, I think... Well, I'm going to university. I'm going to Nottingham Trent in September, hopefully.
I know quite a few people going there, yeah.
I mean, I don't really know anyone going, but, it's fine. But we're going to Nottingham Trent in September, doing criminology, and I think right now, I'll probably change my mind in a week, but right now I want to be a prison guard.
A prison guard?
Yeah. The uniform.
Oh, yeah. So what got you set on to wanting to be a prison guard?
Do you want to know a funny story? This is bad. This is making me look terrible. Right.
No judgment.
No, this is bad though. This is really, really bad. Since lockdown, I have, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you can contact prisoners in America.
Can you?
Yeah. So I did that. I reached out to one.
Did you? Is that by phone or how do you contact them?
In jail, they have this thing called JPay, so they can talk to you over an email service type thing.
Yeah.
It's all a bit weird. And I ended up speaking to this guy called Robert, who had a gun charge and a robbery charge, and he's in for 11 years or something.
Oh.
And I started talking to him. He was like, "Oh, can I see what you look like?" I was like, yeah, pretty innocent stuff. And then it kind of turned into, "Can you send me pictures of your feet?"
Oh.
And he was like,
no.
Yeah, no. And he was like, "On my tablet, you're my background. I love looking at your face and your sexy blue hair." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh.
I know.
Right. So tell me how that is that why you want to be a prison guard?
No, that's not why. I just thought it was relevant. I just kind of find it interesting because I've been studying criminology for 2 years now, and the correctional service has just always been something I've been interested in. So I think for me, I'm just I don't want to be in the police because I don't want to put myself in this into that kind of situation, but I feel I still want to be face to face with these sorts of people.
Yeah, you want to be around in that environment.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that I find really interesting.
Oh, is that what you want to do for the rest of your life, or you've got other plans?
I mean, I might work up into probation, or I don't really know. I can't really make my mind up. I think I'll find out what I want to do once I've done my placement year and whatever at university.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of things have happened since I've left school. Like, I feel like I'm just not the same person I was in school.
Yeah, definitely. I think people grow because once you're kept in a school environment, you're kind of stuck there, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
You can't really do anything. Everyone you see, everyone's the same. And then all the teachers, you see everyone for day in, day out for how many years? So
5.
7 to 11. Yeah, so 4 to 5 years. And it's just, you can't develop or grow outside your own personality within those borders.
It's such an unhealthy environment. I genuinely, and this is the God's honest truth, I had a message from someone from school the other day. Bear in mind, I don't really speak to people from school. This is a genuine message I have received, and it literally said, to be honest, I don't know why I didn't like you. I only didn't like you because no one else did.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just
it's such a...
why people don't like you because it's a trend, or like some kind of, oh, everyone's doing it, so I will, because everyone's literally like the same person at school. So
No, yeah, exactly. No, the thing is, in a school environment, it's very closed. And if you want to socially do well, you have to follow other people.
I know, it's so
if you
embarrassing.
do something different,
I was like, I don't really want to follow everyone else and be the same as everyone else. I think that bothered a lot of people at school.
Exactly. No, that is unique. It's something different. People don't like change.
Yeah, but now I'm in like a college environment. I feel like people are way more accepting of like, what I want to do and who I am, and it's just a lot of a healthier, more mature environment. I really just didn't get on well in school because of like not wanting to follow what everyone else was doing.
Exactly, because people have this this idea where, if you're not this certain person, or if you don't act this certain way, that you're not normal.
Yeah, and I just think for me it was just such an unhealthy environment. Like, I genuinely think like it caused a lot of problems because people expect you to be one way, and then if you're not, you get branded as weird. And I've had people like talk about me since school, branding me as the weird kid from school. I'm like, that's not who I am now though. Like, I wasn't weird. I was weird in school, but I wasn't like,
You know what? If you're weird, you've got to embrace being weird.
I know, exactly. I'm quite happy with my life now. Like, things have changed for me, and I feel like if I stayed on at sixth form, I don't think I would have been happy at all.
Yeah, it's all about that personal growth, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think moving away from, like, I've moved into the countryside in a village none of you will ever have heard of, and I'm living my best life. I'm quite happy here. Like, we've got a whole new town, whole new set of people, and it's just a lot better for me personally to branch out and be someone else.
No, I wouldn't say be someone else. Like, be the person that you want to be.
No, be the person I wanted to be throughout school, but I couldn't because I felt like I was being stopped. And every time you show an ounce of your own personality, it becomes the talk.
Exactly. No, that's the thing. It's just that people, let's say in school, they have this preconceived image of you.
Oh my gosh.
And so they believe that is you. And once, you do something different, or you do something which they haven't seen you do before, they will hone in on that and say, that's not you. You're not meant to be doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
So, like, I don't know if you remember, but in year 10, I dyed my hair bright purple.
I do remember that,
I didn't even want purple hair. Like, that wasn't a thing I wanted. I was like, what would really annoy the people I went to school with, because it's not, like, conforming to what they idolize as like a
you did that out of hate.
I did that out of hate because I was just angry.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, you're probably not the only one. I know plenty of people that they don't, because everyone has to be a certain way. People don't accept that you do something unique. Fair enough, deal with it. They don't. They have to have this image of you, and you have to follow that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like now I'm at a point where I'm the person I wanted to be. I've got piercings, tattoos, I've got bright coloured hair. I'm enjoying myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is who I wanted to be.
You do you. That's what it is.
And so I'm quite happy with this, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that's all you need. Like, that's when you're in an environment where you can't grow. It's really hard to be you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can't express yourself properly.
And I feel like since like being able to be myself, I've actually become friends with people who I'm more like would have wanted to be friends with, but wouldn't have had the chance to meet. because now I am like genuinely my authentic self, I feel like I've had more opportunities to do things. Like I've been
Yeah.
skydiving because I know someone who's like as
Have
off
you?
their nut as me.
What was that
Oh
like?
my god, it was insane. I mean, I feel like I'm at a point now where I'm genuinely not scared of anything. But when I went skydiving, I didn't feel anything, not even in the plane, anything, until I was literally at the window jumping out, and then I was like, okay, now I'm scared.
Take me through it. What were you feeling when you were on the approach to, going on a skydive?
Well, me and my friend booked it. Wow, weird story. Me and my friend booked it because I was meant to be going with my ex-boyfriend, but then we broke up. So I was like, you know what? Whatever, I'm taking my friend with me. We're gonna go skydiving. Gonna live our best lives.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
So we skipped a day of college. Oh no, this day of college. I
Oh,
I finished college at 10 o'clock when I was supposed to finish at 3. I went and got a tattoo,
mm.
and then we got on a train, a 3-hour train journey to Salisbury.
Just to skydive.
Yeah, and then the next morning, we were skydiving and we were supposed to be in a sociology lesson.
Oh,
But you know,
I mean,
it was so good. I mean, like the night before, me and Howard looked at each other like, what on earth are we doing? Like, why are we about to throw ourselves out of planes? Like, this is such a bad idea. And then we got there and we were like in our like jumpsuit type things, and we are just there like, oh no, I can't believe we're actually doing this. And then all of a sudden, you're walking to a plane strapped to another person, and it's just like too surreal. And you're about to jump out the plane, like that bit where you're sat on the edge and you're just looking down, and you're like, oh, there's no going back here.
I always thought it would be pretty cool to jump out a plane because you see it in films, and they're just floating there,
I'd 100% do it again.
and they kind of just. Well, would you recommend doing skydiving
Oh,
to
for
people?
sure, yeah. Like, I feel like I'm invincible now. I don't feel like scared
Do
of
you?
anything. Like, just because, like, you jump out a plane. What else is there that's gonna be scarier than that?
Getting COVID-19.
Oh my gosh.
That is pretty scary.
Not for someone of like
Yeah.
our age. We'd be all well, as long as we don't infect other people with it, we'd be all right.
Yeah, as long as everyone stays at home.
Stay home, kids.
Yeah.
Social
To anyone
distancing.
listening, please stay at home.
Yeah,
We don't want people to get infected,
yeah. Because I've
so
got
they don't
plans to see my family at
skydive.
this point this year. So can you actually like all stay at home so that can happen? Thanks.
We all know you're staying. Everyone's staying at home. It's just we're just reminding them.
Oh, people from where I'm from are not.
Well, they're
No, it's
not.
doing my head in.
Oh yeah, no. To be honest, I've seen a few people, go out, have mass gatherings.
It's one thing to do
Yeah.
it and then one thing to post about it.
Exactly. Like you can do it and not show anyone, because then, in a way, you're not doing it because no one knows.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't excuse it, but
Yeah.
why
But
would you like you're just setting yourself up for a load of hate.
Exactly.
So
And we don't need that in life right now, do we?
no, not at all.
No. So, talking about isolation, what have you been doing?
I mean, this is gonna be a shock to a lot of people, but I actually have been working out a little bit. Not a lot,
Have you?
considering I've never really done that before. I have a little bit.
What sort of workouts?
I've been doing a Brazilian bum workout.
Please explain. I've never heard of that.
It's just like a load of really fancy dancy squats and all that sort of stuff, and it's like dancer size. I'm loving it. It's great.
Dancer size.
I mean, it's working.
Is it like Just Dance?
It's like Just Dance but power.
But power.
Yeah.
That's the first time. What's it called again? Brazilian
Butt workout.
Brazilian butt workouts.
Yeah.
To all the the men and ladies that want to have
That Brazilian bum.
that Brazilian bum, go get some Brazilian bum workouts.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
also, like,
yep.
I've been doing this thing. I've got this group of friends, right? And there's about, God knows how many of us, about 25. And every single Saturday we do a Zoom call, and we call it pub night. So we have like
Pub night.
Yeah, we have drinks, and it's a good laugh. And then one week we decided, we were like, should we do a Zoom prom?
A Zoom prom.
Yeah, because we were like, you know what, we're not getting prom, let's do a Zoom prom. So we had all the lads wearing suits, all the girls in dresses, full makeup, like everyone had done their hair. Like it's just so funny because we're just all sat at home with our slippers on but in dresses. Do you know what I mean? It was a good laugh.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like pretending you're at prom, but you're not.
Yeah, and I think I actually enjoyed that more than Year 11 prom, to be honest.
the year 11 prom, God, let's face it, it wasn't the greatest thing, was it?
It wasn't a moment at all for me.
No.
No.
I mean, it was more these proms is more just, to say goodbye to everyone.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, everyone's actually really like fancy now and doing all this
Yeah.
nice stuff. It's just a chance for everyone to say, okay, this is the end. Goodbye.
Literally, it's weird to think for me that that's the last time I ever saw a lot of people.
Yeah. To be honest, that's the same like now with me. Like, since the isolation started and schools closed, I haven't seen anyone.
Really?
I don't think. Yeah, I haven't seen anyone.
I mean,
I've spoken to a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't actually actively gone out of my way to do anything about it.
I think since Boris said that we were allowed to do those 2 meter distance meetups with one person outside. I've done that a few times. So that's nice. Like, I've had a few picnics around my area because I live in like the countryside, like proper farmland.
Yeah.
So I've had a few friends like drive up, and
oh, that's quite nice.
Yeah.
But the thing is, because you're in a farmland, it's not really. You're not really going to do much harm.
Yeah.
If you stick to the social distancing rules, you're fine.
Yeah, like we're always 2 meters apart, and like so it's all right. And I've got my
Whereas
mask.
if you go to somewhere like, oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
People are more likely to wear masks now because it's just that scary fact that if you don't get it, if you don't wear it, then you're gonna get it.
Yeah. I mean, I got one. It's bright red. It's on my Instagram page. It's bright red. It looks cool though.
I don't doubt it.
Fashion icon. Corona fashion.
Yeah, that's right. Fashion Easter.
Yeah, absolutely. That's me.
Yeah. You did a lot of fashion stuff, didn't you? Like makeup stuff.
I've done a lot of like fashion stuff recently, actually.
Yeah, tell me about that. How's that going?
Well, I kind of like we were saying, school wants you to be normal and wants you to be some kind of way.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I can dress how I want to dress, and if someone says something, it doesn't actually matter. I got that into my head, like, people can say what they want to say. So I've started dressing the way I'd actually like want to like dress. So I've been making like videos about my, outfits and stuff, and I've got a whole thing on Instagram full of all my outfits that I wear. And a lot of people, surprisingly, really like my style because it's like so weird and like, unusual and
unique.
Yeah. So I'm quite happy with that. And the whole like I've changed my makeup to look a bit more like funky and just kind of
I wouldn't have a clue about what it meant.
No, but
yeah.
I'm having a great time. I'm really enjoying it actually.
Yeah, that's great. When did you realise that, you can do your own thing and people wouldn't really give a care about it?
God, you know what? I genuinely think it was a couple months into starting college.
Do you think?
I genuinely was like, people,
why is that?
I got there and I was like, there's people here who are genuinely like just doing their own thing and they're happy and no one's saying anything about it. And I was like, you know what, I can do that. And I remember showing up to my college in an outrageous outfit just because I could. And, people laughed and people were being funny about it. And I just laughed with them, And it wasn't like people laughing at you. It was people being like, you know what, that's pretty cool, actually, like what you're doing.
Yeah. They were laughing with you.
Yeah, genuinely. And it's not me just being like, they were laughing at me. I'm going to pretend they were laughing with me. It was genuinely like thing like...
Because you know when someone's laughing at you, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
Isn't there?
And like people were posting about it like, oh, what an icon and whatever. So it was kind of like,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, totally is.
I mean, more people should have that sort of mindset.
Yeah.
It's just that it's just the idea that everyone, so like in school, you would have groups of people.
Yeah, like everyone was very divided in our school.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of division in people, and people think, once I'm affiliated with this sort of person, I have to be just like this person, or I won't fit in with them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean that's not just in school. You see that outside in school, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Like there's a lot of people who think, this is who I'm in a group of people with, so I need to be like them.
Yeah, and that's just society in general. Like everyone has the urge to fit in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And be accepted, but once they don't have that, they feel like they have to compensate and do something for that. If you
Yeah,
know what I mean.
totally.
Yeah, and that's really hard. But, once you realise that you can do your own thing and not really give a damn about what other people feel, you feel so
Oh,
liberated.
honestly, I really do.
So liberated. Yeah. Like the moment when I noticed that, I'm doing my thing, I really don't care about what other people think. Like I felt great. It's so uplifting that you don't have these barriers to hold you back in who you want to be.
Yeah, and you don't have to pretend to be someone else or, try and not do things you want to do because you're scared of judgment and that sort of thing.
Exactly. It helps your personal growth
Oh, honestly, yeah.
exponentially. It's a great thing, and people should be more willing to be themselves.
Yeah.
And not conform to people's expectations of who you are.
Yeah, life's more fun when you're
because
actually living it the way you want to live it.
exactly, you only have one life, don't you?
Well, as a Buddhist, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, but
Okay. Yeah, but no, for this current
yeah,
life,
no, yeah,
this current life, yeah, you only have there's only a certain amount of time that you have with, as a Buddhist, you
yeah, no,
like
yeah,
with this life, yeah. So there's only a certain number of things that you can do, and by the time that you're long gone, and you didn't get the chance to do what you did that you wanted to do, then you'll be filled with regret.
exactly. Like you don't want
No
to
one
live a
wants that.
life that everyone's told you to live, and then get to a point where you have your grandchildren, and you're like, yeah, so I did what absolutely everyone else was doing because I was scared of being my own person.
Yeah,
You don't want to live that life.
exactly. And the thing is, it's just like I don't want to have to say to myself, I wish I did that when I was
Yeah, you
younger,
don't have any
or I wish I did
regrets.
that. That's the worst thing that you can have.
And I feel like
And you
that.
kind of let yourself
Yeah,
down.
I feel like that with my
Yeah.
tattoos. Like a lot of people say to me, like, "Do you not think you're going to regret that when you're older?" And I think I'm going to look back at my wrinkly tattoos that have all gone all shriveled and horrible when I'm 80 years old and think, I didn't let a single person tell me that I couldn't do this.
Exactly.
And that's what I think.
If it's your conscious choice, if you thought about it and said, and you've made all the calculations of whether it's good or bad, and you think, yes, that is ultimately what I'm going to do, then go for it.
I feel like,
Yeah.
when you empower yourself to do things you genuinely want to do and don't think that anyone else's opinion matters, that's when you will be your happiest.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's why I think I was so desperately unhappy in school, was because I genuinely felt so pressured to be someone I wasn't.
Exactly. That's just a lot of people will feel that way, not just you. Like, a lot of people. I don't know
a lot
who,
of people are
but
going to feel like that, and I know people who do feel like that.
yeah.
But
And it's
I
hard.
also feel like our school just didn't do enough in that respect to compensate for people who were struggling.
Well, yeah, I don't have anything to say about that.
I mean,
but,
I could.
If you say that, but we can't be slagging off our school.
No. But it's not just our school.
Yeah.
It's every school has a lot of things to be
Yeah.
that they should be doing in that respect.
It's just that people don't understand. That's the thing, and it's hard to open up.
Yeah, it is hard.
There's no legitimacy in people. It's quite hard to find legitimate people who aren't just going to sit there and judge you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I genuinely think. I think that although people can talk about their struggles and problems they've had, I do think that although the stigma is starting to go, I feel like the judgment's starting to come in. So there's more people being very judgmental, like, oh, are they actually feeling like that, or do they want attention? And that's why it's become really toxic,
that's right.
because people now are willing to talk about it, but people aren't thinking it's legit anymore. People aren't thinking, is this person actually going through this? People are doubting people for opening up, and that's what I think is getting really toxic within society itself.
Exactly. No, I think that is because of media.
Totally.
The media makes it show that, oh, if this person shows a lot of emotion on a show or something, they'll get a lot of sympathy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then once they get sympathy, they could go on to win whatever prize is given.
And I feel like a lot of people think they can't talk about it because, and they'll be like,
Mm.
oh, same. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like no one's really doing anything anymore. You know, people don't see people's problems as legit because it gets played down now. Like people could, like you could turn around to someone and be like, I'm feeling this kind of way.
Yeah, people just bottle it up and expect that, it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
I feel like people feel belittled by
Yeah.
it. People can reach out to you, and it's not a burden if someone does. You know what to do.
Yeah, and that's not a thing that we want,
Yeah,
is it?
and that's what kind of like
Yeah.
this whole kind of idea is what like led me to do my whole certificate in prevention.
Oh, yes, I did see. Yeah, your suicide prevention training.
Yes, thank
Congratulations on
you.
that. Yeah, no problem. So, tell me about
So
that. Tell me like how that gets
so
started.
obviously like thinking about lockdown and how people must be feeling so
Mm.
alone and trapped and that sort of thing. It bothers me to think that people could genuinely be feeling some kind of way and not be able to say it. It's horrible because
Yeah.
like I think it kind of spurred from my own struggles, which is not something I've ever really talked about. This is an
Mm.
exclusive interview with Grace
But
Sheward. Like what
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
so that
Get the
inside
inside
scoop of
scoop.
my life. And so I was
Yes.
like looking online, trying to find something I could do because I want to have a positive impact. I want to be able to say, I can help, I can do something. Like
Mm.
even obviously, like I'm not a therapist. I'm not, I'm 18 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not here to be like a professional help, but I know what to do now, and that
Yeah, I
yeah,
know
and
what you
that
mean.
genuinely gives me such a peace of mind thinking, I've done a course to make me realise, and it's just like a
Mm.
peace of mind that, if I can find out if someone is struggling, I don't want anyone to feel alone or, as much
Yeah.
as I've said, life got easier since I left school. It's not like every problem goes away.
They
Oh yeah,
stick with you,
no,
don't
because
they?
like people look at me
Yeah.
and looked at me in school and thought, she's loud, she talks a lot, whatever. But I still struggled with really
Yeah.
extreme anxiety, and that was because like anxiety. People hear the word anxiety and think so they can't talk to people, so they can't talk in groups, they can't, what I mean, like they're nervous all the time. I
Yeah, I
had
know
a
what you
different
mean. Yeah.
kind where it's like, I stress about absolutely everything to a point I can't sleep, and it's just
Oh, yeah, I know people like
like that
that,
was the
yeah.
kind of thing I was experiencing, and I've been on every kind of medication for that. It's not something that
Yeah.
is like should be belittled because I'm a loud person doesn't mean I'm not struggling.
Exactly. People think if you're extroverted, if you're happy, if you show yourself to be happy, you are a happy
Yeah,
person. No one's that
no,
simple.
absolutely not. And to be
No
honest,
one
I
is that
think people
simple.
who like hide it the best are people who are like coming across really happy. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the most hurt people try and help the most people.
Oh
That's
yeah,
that's
true.
all it
It's so
is.
true. I mean, like
Yeah.
I've had all sorts of experience during the last, whatever 6 months, where I've been to hospital,
Yeah.
I had medication, I've had therapy, I've had sleep therapy, I've had every single thing you can think of,
That is
and you know
crazy.
what? People at school might have noticed it more than the people I know now, because people I know now think,
Mm.
because Grace is loud and she does this and she does that, and do you know what?
Yeah. Your life has gotten a lot
People
better
will
since then.
look out in onto someone's life and think, her Instagram page,
Mm.
she's been skydiving, going on holiday with her friends, she's doing this, she's doing that. She must be absolutely fine.
Mm. Yeah. No, but the thing that, your suicide prevention training, your certificate that you got, I think that's a really
Oh no,
powerful thing
yeah,
to
I'm
have
proud of that. I actually genuinely am.
yeah, well done. Yeah. No, but it's having that ability to influence and help another human being.
Yeah,
That is probably one of the most powerful things that you can have
genuinely.
as a
And
tool
I think it's
because,
it's crazy
yep.
because as much as I've never talked about this before, but I am willing to talk about it. But as long as
Mm.
I don't feel like judgment is the thing I fear anymore. So what people can think about, and that's what's
Yeah.
so toxic about social media is people don't post the things that are bad, talk about anything bad.
Yeah, people don't know. People don't know. They don't know all the inside stuff about a
Anyone
individual.
else, whatever they want to think about what I'm going to say. But obviously, I've been in that position,
Yeah.
and that's why I ended up in hospital, right?
Mm.
And I remember
Yeah.
thinking, I don't know why I feel, and I can't figure it out because my life is good. I've got friends, I've got a good family, I've got.
You
And I
felt a
was,
bit lost, even though you knew
yeah,
where
and I
you
felt
were.
angry at myself. I was like, how dare I feel like this when there's genuinely people who are having serious problems, and you know, how can I be feeling like this? It's not fair. I was angry. And I don't want a single person to be in that mindset where they're blaming themselves for how they feel, because it's a mental problem. It's hormones. It's like chemicals in your brain that are not. And I remember thinking, you know, like, I'm surrounded by so many brilliant people, but I still feel completely alone, you know, doing their jobs. So that's why we feel the way we do.
Yeah. I mean, the most important thing is getting your mind straight, is having that strong mentality of being able to, you know, be your own individual person, not care about other people's opinions. Once you have that, everything else will come flooding in because you know who you are.
Yeah, precisely.
And that's the important thing.
I mean, as someone who's still taking medication daily for it, and, you know, growth in the last few months, especially since, you know, I was in hospital in February, it doesn't mean like, you know, life is getting better for me. I genuinely do think, you know, I've had it's just like, you know, life has got a lot better for me. And I feel like I mean, that doesn't go that same. People still struggle. And that's why I took my course, because I was like, you know, now I know the signs, things to look for and things that people didn't notice about me.
Yeah. And if you do, you can
And I'm
help.
genuinely not saying this as a point of like, oh, give me attention because I felt this way. I'm saying this because that I wish people had. Yeah,
I know what you mean. You now have that empathetic ability.
And it's so nice to think, you know, I don't have to see anyone go through what I've been through.
Yeah. The thing is, it has to be reciprocated. People have to want to have help.
Yeah, but then again, like, not everyone is going to want help. And the thing is, I know what it's like and I want to help people.
Yeah.
What you learn in training is way to word things in order to, like, you know, get people to want to be able to talk. And one of the main things they said is like, you know, if you do realise someone is feeling down or feeling some kind of way that you are worried they are going to act on it, the worst thing you can say to them is, oh, you're not going to do something silly, are you? That is the worst thing you can say to someone, because obviously you're belittling how they feel by saying, you know, feeling like that's silly, or, you know, that sort of thing. You're kind of
like get hold of yourself.
It's not a healthy way to deal with someone's problems. You need to say, genuinely, this is what we were told, and this is something that genuinely did shock me. Say the word suicide, like, you're not thinking about committing suicide, are you? That's what you're meant to say to people. And I thought, you know, that's a bit, when I was doing my training, it says a bit like raw to say to someone who could be feeling like that.
Yeah.
But now I think
it's very direct.
Yeah, and now I think about it, I was like, if someone had said that to me when I was feeling that way, I think I would have appreciated it more, because, you know, you're talking about it like it's a real thing and not like it's something that you shouldn't be saying or shouldn't be talking about. It's something that should be talked about and should be stopped.
It's making it seem more important, isn't it? Because if you're directly going in for that question, then people think, oh, this is serious.
This is something proper. This is something, you know, that... Yeah. And you need to have a confidence with people when you talk about these things, because you don't want them to feel like you're making them uncomfortable, because it shouldn't be like that. You need to make if you have concerns about someone and you want to talk about it, you need to address it, like, properly. You can't be all like, listen, I really don't want to, like, sound awkward or horrible, or, you know, you need to be like, listen, I'm really worried about you.
Yeah.
You can't.
Don't beat around the bush.
Afford to, because, you know, that's someone's life. Waiting for someone to come to you. You should be looking like, you know, if you think your friends, you know, been late to work or haven't been really showing up lately or calling in sick a lot, or you're noticing that they're always tired or they don't really eat correctly, and you're noticing little things, and if anyone else wants to do this training, you can message me and I will show you how to do it.
And if they're coming to you and if they're having a conversation with you, then you
something
know that
serious.
You essentially have that but you also have that power. You are the person that they are trusting essentially their life.
Exactly.
With,
but it should also not just be, you know, how to get onto that. You will notice little things about people that you wouldn't have originally thought of. Yeah. That should be actually warning signs and things you should look for.
So it's all the stuff that people don't think of. It just highlights that this is what you should be looking out for.
It is a big issue, and as much as people don't want to talk about it and don't want to admit that they've ever had problems themselves because they're worried that people are going to be like, you're lying, or, you know, I remember reaching out to someone when I was feeling that way, and they said, we've all got shit going on. It's the genuine words someone said to me. And I was like, that is okay, horrible. But I've reached out to you because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, someone's come to you for help.
So you need to, in a way, you do need to be like, you know, I've genuinely had, and this was the most horrible thing. this is my life, and if I'm coming to you with it, it's not like, I know it's a lot for someone to take on and be like, oh my god, so does everyone feels like that. But if anyone wants to take this course, it is genuinely less than an hour it will take you, and you will learn so much. And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, as a last thing, would you give some tips to the listeners about
what to do if they think someone else is going through something, or if they're going through something themselves? You know, I don't want this pressure of being like, I'm in control now of what this person could potentially do.
Yeah, so just, generally what we've been talking about.
Gosh, I mean, if you're feeling that kind of way, reach out, talk to people, 100% talk to people. And if you think someone else is feeling that way, it's okay to like say it straight and be raw with people, be real with people. If you beat around it, they're going to feel like it's something they shouldn't be talking about. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Have you got any tips for isolation?
Oh,
what tips have you got for,
keep
staying
yourself busy?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Genuinely, like, give yourself a routine. Give yourself, like, because I think the worst thing is each night going to bed at 4 one morning, then go to bed at 10 o'clock the next, like, night even. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? But, like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Keep yourself with things you want to do, even make a thing for the week and be like, right, on Monday I'm going to do this, make sure this is done, Tuesday this. Because, like, I mean, I've done some preparation for university and I've written a few things out that I want to get done. I've made lists of things I want to buy for my uni room. Like, just find things to do. Keep yourself busy. Yeah.
Be active. Be proactive
exactly.
in what you do.
Find things you want to do and find things that, you genuinely think are going to make a difference. And, what would you do if you had all this? Like, you've got to think about it as if it wasn't happening. Like, what would you do if you were told you had to stay inside this amount of time? What would you want to come out of that with?
Yeah, just be productive.
Yeah, because this is like
time.
a weird moment in life that we'll probably never experience again, where you're given all this empty space to think of things to do. Like, Hinchy, you've done this podcast, and I don't know how long that's been in the making, but that's something that you can say, I've done.
It's been since recording this recording, I would say.
Exactly.
It's been one day.
Something you can be like, I've done this. It's something that I've done as a project because I want to say when I come out of isolation, I've done this. Interest you and things that you think could be productive. Like, I've been helping my dad bricklaying. The thing, it wasn't.
That sounds fun.
Fine. You need things like that.
It's no. I'm not going to lie, this is the perfect time to be doing stuff like this. Absolutely perfect time. Although it's a really bad and tough, serious time, you have so much time to do stuff. Exactly, and it's the sort of time,
like, you were one of those kids in school who's like, oh, I really want to start a YouTube channel, but I'm worried about what people are going to think. This is the best time to do this. And, like, go and do things you want to do. Work on projects, make art, make music, make whatever you want to do it.
Exactly. And it's funny that you said about YouTube channel, because next week's guest that we're going to have, and Scout does her own YouTube channel, so we'll be talking to her about that.
Yeah,
it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, no problem. It's been a pleasure. And but Grace, thank you very much for coming onto the show.
Thank you for having me.
Charlotte Emma Thompson and Scout Wolf, who are going to be joining me. Everyone that's listening, make sure to go follow Grace at g.sheward. And make sure to follow Life Unlocked, which is this podcast, on Instagram. And make sure to have the post notifications on. There we go. That's what we got. But yeah, it's been lovely speaking to you.
Yeah.
And everyone, I will see you guys next